How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called The Forgotten Hill. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, on the edge of a small village, there is an uncontaminated territory where the land has remained intact and nature has taken over. Turning the hilly territory into a small farm or a large farm is the challenge that awaits you on this map. Your career will be exciting, and the construction of your agricultural empire will have no limits. Main features: map with 8 base camps for early career, vehicle and pet shop located in the center of the map, not removable, large forest areas, wide choice of positionable to create your own career, red and white grape vineyards. The map is ready for precision farming and uses a custom soil map, additional crops, alfalfa, triticale, and white grapes. There are no mods specific to this map, and this map was created by Johnny X Pro. I'm sorry, there's no mods required for this map. This map was created by Johnny X Pro and is 234.47 megabytes to download. And if we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. You start out here, kind of in the middle southern portion of the map here at your starting farm. You start out by owning a farmlands number 2, 18, and 19. 2 being a field with no product in it. 18 being your main starting farm, as well as some additional forestry area and grassland area. And then number 19 being kind of the main thoroughfare of the map. You've got the shops, and you've got production points, the animal dealer, as well as a couple of the buy points and sell points littered throughout that whole area. The field prices vary but are relatively cheap. It's not that expensive whatsoever. So you look here at some of the smaller ones here at the corner of the map: 39, 21,000, 21,000. You got a little bit bigger here at 33,000, 60,000, 127,000. You got some bigger ones at 57,000, some a little bit bigger at 80,000, really big 420,000, really big at 530,000. So it's the most expensive area on the map is only $500,000. It's really cheap, really cheap. It's going to take you a while to get there because you got one field and only a handful of additional fields to work off of for contracts. But yeah, you'll get there eventually. You do not start out with any animal pens. Contracts are available on this map. No production chains to start out with, and there are collectibles, 30 to be precise. And if we take a look at the mods specific to this map, we start in the buy menu, going all the way down to mods and DLCs. You will see the Forgotten Hills, and there are mods specific to this map. You've got a Fendt Favorite 515. You've got the Broad 9070, which is for white grapes. You've got the modified grape trailer for red and white grapes, a pruner, and a couple of subsoilers. Now, under the build menu, under buildings and sheds to start out with, we scroll all the way to the right and you'll see the Forgotten Hills. These are mods specific to this map under this category. We also have some under silos here. Nothing under silo extensions, but under containers you'll see a fuel pump and well. Under tools, nothing under this category, but there is one here under farmhouse. Under productions and factories, you scroll to the right, you will see several productions that are specific to this map. Under selling points, you'll also see several here. Greenhouses, you got one here. And orchards, you got a couple here, a red grape and white grape. And lastly, nothing under generators. We take a look at the animals tab. You have one for cows, nothing for horses. You have pigs, sheep, nothing for chickens. You don't have anything for bees or others. Decorations, you have nothing for fences, but under lights, we scroll to the right here, you will see one street lamp there, as well as several for others. And then lastly, under Landscaping and painting, you get a ton of different paint swatches. Look at all those paint swatches, but nothing for trees and plants. Now we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at the starting equipment. If we roll up to the buy menu under owned items, starting with the small tractors, we have the Fendt Favorite 515 Tuning 190, as well as the Steyr 8150. Harvesters, we have the Rosselmash Nova 330. Trailers, the Welger DK 115. Header for the Rosselmash. You have a corn header, the Ziegler Corn Champion SR. You have the mulchers, the TMC Kinsella TMS2 300D. Disc harrows, the Alpigo Maratona MG300. Subsoilers, you have the Agricem Subsoiler 3M. Seeders, the Nordstein HK25 NS3030. Rollers, you have the Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD. Fertilizer spreaders, you have the Bradell K105. Balers, the Massey Ferguson 1840. Front loaders, the Hauer XB190. And weights, you have a Agco 1500 and 650. Now, starting right in front of me, we have a sleep trigger right here and a wardrobe trigger right there. A bale and pallet storage right here. Our main silo here. And you can close the gate if you want, which is nice. I like this. Boop. And that is mainly it for the starting farm. It's pretty basic and pretty well confined, but it's got good bones. You're going to be able to build this out however you see fit, which is nice. Oops, and I forgot to... There we go. We're going to disconnect from the front loader here. Actually, you know what? I forgot. I want to take this one. A little bit slower, but you'll see why in a little while. There we go. So now we'll take off a little ways. And just down the road here, off to my right, we have the shop trigger and repair trigger tucked in right over here. So we'll go to the repair trigger, which is right in this doorway right here. And repair trigger right here. And then coming up on my left, you'll see a series of signs. Cut this pole with your chainsaw to remove all pine trees on the map, to remove all cypress trees from the map, all elm trees from the map, and all shrubs from the map. So you can cut these down with a chainsaw and you can remove all the individual elements that they mention. Now continuing down the road, to my left is a gas station or a fuel tank. Over here we have the farmer's market sell point, the barn sell point to my left, and here we have the biogas plant. You can purchase it for $335,000. You have your solid inputs here, your liquid inputs here, and your liquid output, aka your digestate, right there. Now right across the street over here, this is why I wanted to bring this tractor and trailer. This is the fertilizer shop and sale of products. You can purchase things like seeds, solid fertilizer, lime, organic solid fertilizer, which is own fill type, and back to seeds. Now, if we take a look at, let's see, fertilizer spreaders. I don't know what that organic fertilizer is for. Um, you know what? Is it for the greenhouse here? No. Yeah, I don't know what that organic fertilizer is used for. If it's not used for spreading, because none of the spreaders take it. Manure spreaders certainly don't take it. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe a production somewhere? Yeah, don't know. But you also have a sell point that's associated to this buy point as well. So you've got the kind of buy point and sell point all tied together right here. Here you have the animal dealer. When you have a pen or pasture loaded onto the map, installed onto it, you can go to this location and use this trigger here or the trigger at the pen and pasture directly to purchase your animals. Now, if you do use this icon here or at the pen and pasture, you will have an additional fee associated to that purchase. That fee is a simulation of a delivery fee. So the animal dealer here will take the animal from this location and move it to the pen and pasture wherever you have it placed down the map. Now, to save that money, that fee, you would have to bring an animal trailer to this location, whether it's leased or owned, load into the animal trailer directly, and then deliver the animal yourself. Now, it gets a little bit expensive. You can pay up to $100 per adult cow. So depending on how many animals you need, it adds up really, really quick. So moving on, there is another sell point right here, but it doesn't have a name associated to it. So if we take a look at the map, and we'll take a look at where we've been and what we've seen to this point. We started here at the main farm. We saw everything that it had available. Went to the north, saw the shop and repair trigger here, saw the fuel pump or the fuel gas station. You've got the farmer's market, the barn sell point, the biogas itself. We came over to here, the fertilizer shop and sales of products, the animal dealer, but you can see there's nothing here that would indicate what this sell point directly in front of me is. It's really, really odd. Now, coming to the main road, we're going to pull off right here. Here we have the sawmill sell point, just a sell point, wood sell trigger right there. And back here we have the sawmill buy point right here. Now I think that this is for just the purchase of wood chips. Actually, I could check that. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, wood chips is up. So it's not selling wood chips at the sawmill, it's just buying them. So this might be mislabeled with this item and just be a sell point. I'm not 100% certain. This might just be both sell points, and that this might just be broken. Because I'm not seeing... Oop, what was this? Seeds. Fuel pumps for diesel. Huh. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain as to... Oh, you know what? Hold on. What about productions? Okay, here it is. The biogas plant takes that organic fertilizer as an input. So that's where that organic fertilizer comes in. And you have organic fertilizer here as an output for the compost and fertilizers for this production here as well. So there we go. Now we've got that question answered, but we still don't have an answer for this one. Again, this wouldn't be a sell point because it doesn't show as a actual portion for wood chips. At least that's what I would assume would go in there based on it being a wood chip pile. And it's not... I mean, it's potentially a... No, that doesn't add up either. I've tried loading items into it. As we bring the trailer around, we'll see if this... Yeah, I can't load anything into it. I can certainly climb on top of it, but nothing I can do in the ways of, whoops, of actually making a purchase. So yeah, very, very odd. I'm not sure what the story is with this one. And now we head out of here and pick up on the last couple of interests on the western side of the map. But we've got a little bit of a distance, so I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this map. I really like the premise of this map. It's very, very simple. It's got very nice sight lines. I really like the map maker style. Johnny X Pro also did the Hills of Tuscany. Now, I had many issues with the Hills of Tuscany, but this being a new map, doesn't necessarily mean that those are going to translate over to this new map. It's just one of those. The potential is there that there's going to be issues, but that's not to say that there actually will be. But I like this style. It's very open, but it's got lots of hills and terrain to break up the sight lines, so it's not just wide open and boring. It's got some character to it that wait a minute, what is that? So I just saw something on the map and I just want to investigate. What is this? Oh, it's just a couple of okay, just a couple of trees out in the middle of nowhere. But anyways, but I really like the design and the look and feel of this map. It's very basic. It's very survival-esque, but it's got a good bones to it. So it's not a pure survivor to where you're going to sit there and struggle. You do have the ability to have some contracts, but it's limited. None of the fields are massive, so you're not going to be making money hand over fist with those contracts. It's just going to be enough to kind of sustain you, and kind of go from there. Let's see. Off to my right is another fuel pump gas station right there. And then back here we have another fertilizer shop and sale of products right here. So same thing, you can purchase some additional crop types like you did over at the other facility. But that is it. That is the map, the Forgotten Hills. Now it is time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. And again, I like the style of this map. I kind of like how you got a kind of wide array of things that can be done, from arable farming to grass care to forestry. You've got lots and lots and lots of options. Now, the one thing, like I said, that makes me very hesitant about this map is just knowing what happened personally on the Hills of Tuscany map. All the issues I had there, are those same issues going to exist here? We've got white and red grapes just like we did on Hills of Tuscany, but again, that's all speculation. It's not being baked into the cake kind of thing. It's just one of those that just would make me nervous kind of thing. But again, doesn't affect the grade whatsoever. We kind of drive around and you've got these really nice rolling hills, even though it's really wide open and has that kind of, open, airy feel to it. All the hills and the kind of gentle sweeps of the landscape makes it feel very nice, very pristine. The consistent colors of the reds and pinks, even though, yeah, that does kind of offer that spattering of color, it's not enough to make it that level of cartooniness. It's just kind of there. And it makes sense that there would be a lot of wildflowers on this kind of untamed landscape, this kind of overgrowth that you're seeing here. Um, yeah, just all in all, I really kind of like this map. It's definitely has some potential, and anybody who's very kind of the survival kind of player, I think, can come on and really appreciate this. And I think that this is a really good example of of a simple map that can also look elegant as well. That has the kind of simple squared off fields, and you can see the fields are very much worker friendly. They are it's just a very, very basic map, and in a good way, very basic in a good way. um yeah, I think that this map has just a lot of potential, and that's why when I am now going to grade it, I think that potential uh, is going to lead to a higher score. Now, I would give this map a solid 4 because of that potential, because of that kind of rawness that is there, and what can be built into. Um, which normally I wouldn't rate a map like this that highly, to that degree. Um, I would leave it more towards like a 3, maybe a 3.5 if there was something about it I really enjoyed. Um, but I think in the end that this one just kind of does something for me, and it's hard to kind of put into words. It kind of reminds me of the map um, New Lands without the frills of New Lands. Um, there's enough in here to kind of build upon, and you can make it into a kind of New Lands esque kind of map, but it's not already built in. It's not already there for you. So all that being said, yeah, I would probably give this a solid 4. I like it. I think there's a lot of potential here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tour. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.